Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today was a Transformers live stream, of course, by Hasbro Pulse, and they revealed several things. Only, of course, one of them was actually available to buy or pre-order. So all of the Velocitron line was revealed, of course, and discussed and shown. I'm not going to be talking about that in this video because we can't even pre-order it. And also, of course, whenever they are revealed, I'm going to do another video, so I really don't feel like I need to do two videos. One now, of course, saying my thoughts, and of course another one and just a little bit discussing them again, because apparently they're supposed to be available for pre-order sometime in July, which is really not that far away because it's really the end of June right now. So I'm just going to hold off on them. I actually have already done a few videos on those figures, like Black Convoy or Scourged, and also Road Hauler. So I have done some videos on them already, so just look at my news slash unboxing playlist and you can find them. But they were all revealed. They were actually all exactly what we were thinking of the figures we were going to get, because there was listings and leaked pictures and everything, so they were pretty much exactly what we were expecting. Nothing surprising or anything. Of course, some of the deluxes we had never gotten pictures of, like Cosmos and some other ones, so we got some better pictures, of course, of the packaging and stuff. Of course, like Black Convoy or Scourge. He actually will be a closed box, unlike the other ones that have the open box, kind of like Legacy, where the mainline deluxes are open but the leaders are closed, so kind of like that. But it looks like some pretty cool figures. Of course, I will be doing a video on those whenever they're revealed. I'm not going to do one now because it just seems kind of repetitive to do one now, and of course maybe in like a week or two another one. So I'm just going to hold off on those, just save my opinions and thoughts, so when I can actually give you the release dates, the pre-order dates, of course, the prices and everything, and all my thoughts. So for now, we're just going to be talking about this new Shatterglass figure, which is a pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, of course. If you want the comic book, you have to do it on Hasbro Pulse. If you really don't care, you could get it on fan sites like Toy Wiz. I think maybe Toy Arena sometimes sells them. So if you don't care about the comic book, you can go and get them there. But I honestly think it's probably worth more of your money to actually get it here, because I've seen them go for way higher on fan sites, even when it doesn't include the comic book, because it's still a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So yeah. But we have a Wheeljack Repaint, which was definitely rumored and guessed for a lot of people. I was assuming that one that was going to happen too. His name is Decepticon Slicer with Exo Suit. So this is actually very interesting. I was not expecting to get a 2-pack for this Shatterglass figure, which is actually really cool. I'm so glad they did this. So it's pretty much $50. The release date is February 1st of 2023. That's really far away, which is kind of unfortunate, but we will be getting the other two Shatterglass, the Blaster and the Ultra Magnus one this year. So I guess we have two. Maybe, of course, there is, I think, 2 Shatterglass figures left. So maybe we'll get one of those this year as well. Who knows? But here he is. He looks really cool. So mold-wise, I don't think there's really any changes for Wheeljack himself. Really, it's just accessories, which honestly I'm perfectly fine with, because we're getting a pretty much extra figure, which we were not expecting, which is actually pretty cool. So he does come with these 2 new blasters. One's a double barrel, one's just like a huge long rifle one, which actually looks pretty cool. I really do like this head sculpt. No, it's not changed, but I really do like the bronze on the mouth and the ears. That actually looks pretty cool. And he has some really wacky colors, like there's some gray, some black, some blue and red, you know, tons of different colors just mixed into one, and actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. And of course here we have his vehicle mode, and I really do like this interesting kind of red and black stripe at the front. That looks kind of cool. And of course we still do have included the shoulder missile launcher accessory that came with the original one, of course, which is pretty cool. It also did come with exhaust, which is another repaint. That was a Selects repaint remold of this. I think it was in Earthrise. That was one of the mercenaries, which was a pretty good figure in my opinion. Definitely of the 2 versions I have, I'm pretty sure they made a Netflix version. I never really got that. I didn't think it was needed. Of the 2 versions I have, in my personal opinion, I think Exhaust is my favorite, but who knows, this could change my mind. But overall, the car mode looks actually really cool, very slick. Of course, that nice red for the window. That looks pretty cool. Of course, the nice racing fin piece back there. That looks pretty cool as well. And I'm pretty sure you can, if you want to get the missile piece, you can store that on the side of the car. And of course, for the other weapons that are now included, you could probably store those on the car as well. So now for the extra figure, or kind of surprise figure. Of course, some other people could have been guessing this. I really never knew we were supposed to be getting another weaponizer with this figure, which is actually a really pleasant surprise. So it does come with Exo Suit. I'm just gonna call it that. There's really no specific name that they have put for the title, but this is of course a repaint of Fast Track. Or of course, there was Black Ricci was another repaint of this version. It has some very interesting colors, just like the other figure. Lots of red and pink and a little bit of black. I really do like how each of them have a Decepticon symbol on the same shoulder. That's actually kind of cool. There's one on the shoulder, and of course, if you go back to Slicer, there's one on his shoulder as well, which is kind of cool. And it's interesting how it's not, they actually mentioned this in the live stream, it's not the typical dark purple we're used to. It's actually like a pink, which is really interesting. I thought that's pretty cool. But yeah, mold-wise, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing as Fast Track, which I thought was a pretty good figure. My only complaint was the joints were way too loose on my Fast Track copy. My Black Ricci one was good. It was definitely an improvement. But like as a figure, just in general, tolerances and quality control wise, I had no problem. So yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. I would have liked maybe a mold change with this one, because we are getting two figures, so I can slightly pass on a ton of new mold changes. But this is our third use of this mold, so if we got a brand new head sculpt, that would be pretty nice. Maybe there is a slight tweak, but if my memory serves me correctly, there is no mold changes. I could be wrong, but by this picture, I'm pretty sure there is no mold changes. There is some brand new accessories, which does make it worthwhile in my opinion. So that is good. Yeah, overall, mold-wise, the same thing. Of course, he does come with his two pistols that were with the other ones, and of course, he can transform into his really cool small tank, which is pretty cool, with his blasters at the front. And that looks pretty cool. And of course, you can separate him into all the pieces because he is a weaponizer or modulator, which looks pretty cool. And he can still transform into that big sword. So of course, this is the version really for Wheeljack or Slicer, but you could of course use the arms and still create that super long one like you can do with the other two versions, and you can have Scorponok or pretty much any of your Titan classes hold it. So yeah, overall, I think this is pretty cool. Of the three Shattered Glass I've weighed two so far, I have to say either this one is my favorite or maybe Ultra Magnus. What really sells it with Ultra Magnus is the price, because it's like $10 more than a typical leader class, but it is like a 2-in-1 pretty much. It has the inside figure, the inner Optimus figure, and of course the Ultra Magnus, and it does come with a swap out head, which is like super cool. So if this had a brand new head sculpt for either Slicer or the Exo Suit figure, I think this would be my favorite. That's really my only complaint. I wish there was a new head sculpt, but it does come with some brand new accessories, which is pretty cool, like 3 for Slicer, and of course another add-on figure, which we weren't expecting. I wasn't expecting. So overall, that looks pretty cool in my opinion. So that's pretty much it for the Shatterglass figure. Again, I will be doing a video on the Velocitron figures later when they're actually revealed, not right now because there's really no release date or prices or anything, and not very good pictures, so I'll be doing that later. So yeah, overall, really cool figure. I'm looking forward to getting this. Unfortunately, a while waits, but overall looks pretty cool. So let's now move on to the RED figures. I'm actually pretty happy with these. I'm not going to buy them. I probably won't, because if you have watched reviews and you've gotten some figures, they have not been very good for most of them. A lot of them have been bad quality control wise. The joints have been very loose. There's been a lot of plastic smudges and everything like that, and they don't seem very good. But these three actually look pretty cool. That's why I wanted to cover these. I typically don't talk about RED because they don't seem very good figures. But these actually seem pretty cool. Skywarp, or no, Thundercracker here, he's definitely the least interesting of the three. He's, I think, just a straight repaint of the Starscream, of course, without the coronation gear. So of course he comes with the blaster pieces. He has the typical G1 Seeker look, and yeah, he looks pretty cool. But now the more interesting two, we have Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime with the Matrix leadership. That looks pretty cool. You can actually put it in his chest, which is pretty cool. He can hold it like you should. And of course on the back, it's the big smokestacks from the truck. That looks pretty cool. His big shoulder pieces there, very accurate to the show of Transformers Prime. And it's supposedly, I think you are supposed to get two faces, one without the mouthpiece or the battle mask, and one with it, which is pretty cool. This is with it, of course. And you can have there's a little frown or smirk there. That looks pretty cool. We do have a nice picture of the packaging. So apparently they're going without plastic, which is definitely better for the environment. I know people have their opinions. Me personally, I don't really care. I just hope, for Legacy, RED, or Studio Series, or any of them, I just hope pieces aren't falling out or getting stolen. That's really all I would say that matters. So if there's no plastic, that doesn't bother me. I just don't want damage to the box or the figure. And also on the side, apparently, where it would show the accessories that used to be plastic too, there'd be like a window where you can see them in the box. Now it is just a digital print of them. It's just a picture now of what they are. So I think they should have maybe kept that, because there was a good use for that, because you could see if the accessories were in good condition. You could just look on the side like, okay, they're all there, nothing's missing. There you go, easy. So now you really don't know if they'll be missing or not. Not saying that that's a very common thing for accessories to be missing or broken in figures, just to make sure, of course. So yeah, packaging wise, that looks pretty cool. He comes, of course, with assuming several different hands, of course, two different faces, and his swords, his big sword that pretty much come out of his arms, and of course his blasters. I'm not sure how many blasters, but I know he does come with two swords, because I did watch the full live stream and they did show the swords. They didn't show the guns at all, of course. We're just assuming, because that's like one of his signature weapons. And you can kind of barely see on the side of the packaging there, where my cursor is, that there's a lot of accessories that are included. Now for the next one, I think this one looks actually like amazing. I am very tempted to buy it, but I don't think I will. It'll definitely stand out on the shelf because I have no other RED figures, but visually wise, it looks like super cool. Definitely, I think one of the best Transformers Prime Megatrons they've ever done. It looks super cool. Of course, it comes with his fusion cannon and his sword. I'm not sure if that's be able to swap out for just a regular arm, or if that's like permanently on that arm and there's no other arm that's just plain. If you know what I mean. But the blade and the gun look super cool next to each other. I do kind of wish the blade was a different color. From this picture, it seems to match the rest of him. And in the show, he was really grayish silver. So if they kept the color of the figure the same color, which looks good, and if they made the blade like silverish, more shiny to stand out, that would look better. Because right now, the arm kind of just blurs together, the blaster, the sword, and everything kind of just kind of molds together, just one big blob. That's just in my opinion. So I would have liked maybe there be some more color to the sword and the fusion cannon, but overall it looks pretty cool. Overall looks very accurate to the show. It does come with a big electric piece or lightning piece. I think that is a reference to a Transformers Prime episode when it's like the first season when Unicron is first coming in, and I think there's like the whole volcano scene, and Megatron takes out his sword or his blade, and it's like glowing purple. That's just my guess. I haven't watched this show in a while. I think that might be a reference to that scene. I could be wrong though. They might have just included that for random purposes, but it actually looks pretty cool. And of course on the back, this is definitely a plus, how well detailed it is. Like, look at this. There's so many angles and spikes, but then if you just look at Optimus's, his is so plain, which, that's how it was in the show, but just to show you how good they did with it, that looks super, super cool. So he does come, of course, with several different hands, I'm pretty sure. Of course, his gun and his blade. That lightning piece, he could come with several, I'm not too sure. I do wish there was like a side view of the box, but they never gave one in the live stream. But the front packaging art, that looks super, super cool. Of course, no plastic, all artwork, in my opinion. That looks pretty cool, in my opinion. Very, very nice. So yeah, there could be another arm where it doesn't have the blade and sword. Me personally, if I were to buy this, I actually would like if there was an arm without the blade and sword. I know in the show he always had it, but you know, in my opinion, that'd be kind of nice. Or maybe you can just remove the gun and blade. I don't know. But yeah, overall it looks really, really cool. So let me know what you think of these RED figures. Definitely, I think these will be very popular because they're Transformers Prime. I won't be buying them because I'm worried that if I buy them, they're not going to be very good. They've a lot of the past ones have had a lot of quality control problems, and in my personal opinion, they don't seem very worth it because they're priced about like $20, which is like the same price as a deluxe that does transform, and these don't. So I don't really think it's worth it. If these were like $10, I would buy them, but yeah, I don't really think they're worth it. And of course, Thundercracker, if you like Seekers, then by all means, maybe they'll make Sky Warp to complete the original 3, and that'd be pretty cool for people. But definitely the least interesting of all these. But yeah, overall looks pretty cool. Also, of course, let me know what you think of the Shatterglass figure. Will you be getting it? I think it looks super cool. I'm really happy with the new Exo Suit add-on figure. I was definitely not expecting that. When they revealed it, I was like, wait, there's more? That's super cool. So definitely a surprise. I think that's pretty much it. So I'll see you.